Jackie, Kashian, Laurie, Kilmartin.
It looked like you were rah-rah-rahing.
Let's get this over with.
Did you fly back today?
No, I'm in New York. You'll hear
you're
it
still
pretty
home.
soon.
You're still
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
You're still in New York. Okay.
I forgot my iPad charger, which is like the USB-C, right up,
Okay.
it's that flat charger, right? And
Yep.
I bought 2 different cords, and neither of them work. I don't understand what's happening. Now I have to go to PC Richards and return a cord, and CVS to return a cord, and Walgreens to no, it's 3 cords. It's unbelievable.
Oh my God. That is unbelievable.
I know.
I have so many cords I have purchased because I always lose them. And then the other day I was looking because every car, some of the cars this is a great story, you guys. C to C for the phone, right?
Yes.
The phones are all now regular, just C because of the EU. Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's regular old USB to the C, USB-C. Yeah. And in a rental car, and sometimes it's the new tiny USB-C to USB-C, and I usually have the wrong one, so I have to dash off and spend another $7 on a dumb cord.
Yeah,
I am sorry to hear that.
Cord pain.
Yeah, you have cord pain.
And now
That's
I'm holding a phone. All I have is a phone, and I'm holding it. And this is gonna be. I'm gonna have arthritis in my hand by the time this dumb podcast is over. Yeah,
little carpal tunnel. I got to see you do a sketch on Jimmy Kimmel. That was cool. That was really neat.
So Jimmy Kimmel is on vacation. He takes the summers off, which I think is really smart. It's it is such a grind, and the ratings in the summer for late night across the board are shit, right?
Okay.
So why are these guys working this hard when it's so hard to do? And you do need a break. It's a great mental health break. Mm-hmm. And he has young kids, so to me that's a really great idea. Yep. So there's guest hosts and Diego Luna from Andor, which I'd started. It's so great.
It's really good.
One of the guest hosts. So I originally had some idea that kind of went away, but the first part of the idea somebody else had tacked on was me playing a lawyer, an immigration attorney, and I would respond, like Diego would look to me to see if a joke was too far, if he was going to get arrested or deported or something. So that was the whole thing.
Right. That was
I hardly had any lines. It was mostly facial expressions, like no. But it was really fun. And I had very minimal interactions with him, but he was very nice. He was a very nice guy to everybody, and everyone loved him. So it was pretty cool.
Right. He has you guys didn't become the best of friends and now are going into business together. You just worked together, right?
No,
it was just nice. Yeah.
You and I are barely in business together, right? So yeah.
Right. Speaking of which, we're going to do a Zoom show this week.
Right.
We're doing a Zoom on July 4th.
Okay.
The 4th of July at noon, Zoom at noon.
Yeah.
It's alliterative. I made a thing. I posted it on the Patreon. I've sent it to you and to a couple people over at the Max Fun so that they can send it out. So everybody on Friday can come. So if you're a Patreon or your Max Fun supporter, you'll get a link. And I'm thinking about what do you think of this? I mean, I suppose I should ask you off, but what are podcasts but a live in the moment kind of thing? What if I right. So I'm thinking of just posting it and saying send me $5 and you could come to it just on my Instagram, and we can give money to an immigration help.
Ooh, I love it. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. In fact, Diego Luna had he posted a couple. Who was very interested in tackling this issue. One of his guests was Dolores Huerta, who's like this 95-year-old incredible civil rights leader for farm workers, right?
Okay.
Cristela Alonso was like really good friends with her. And my son's old middle school was renamed Dolores Huerta. It was previously named after a white supremacist named David Starr, right? So anyway, but she was on, and and he did another segment where he just, I think maybe during the one that I was on with him, where he listed some good organizations you could donate to that are like helping, I think pay migrants who aren't coming to work because they're afraid to leave the house.
Right.
So they have no income, and they're living on the edge anyway. So it's really fucking awful.
Maria's show that we did in Livermore the other night, she donated part of the proceeds to an immigration to help to do just that.
That's great. Yeah.
We flew to San Jose, by the way.
That's a nice little airport. You can't complain.
It is, but Oakland,
Norman Mendota Airport.
Oakland's a lot closer to Livermore.
Oh, I don't think it's a lot closer. I think they're equidistant. I think they're pretty close. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I went to breakfast. We flew out of Burbank, and I had breakfast with Augie Smith and Dax Jordan and their respective wives, and Andy Ashcraft, my husband, and they everybody agreed that we should have flown into Oakland, and we got to San Jose, and we rented a car, and it was almost 2 hours.
Traffic?
Traffic was bad.
Okay. I mean, traffic out of Oakland's going to be bad too. You're not in it, you're in the Bay
3
Area.
o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon.
Horrible.
It's not going to go well.
Yeah.
So the next day,
you guys should have sought my counsel earlier, but that's okay. I know about three things: swimming the Kennedys and when to fly into the Bay Area. You consulted me on neither. None of
them came up.
Right.
You still mad about Rosemary?
I'm outraged. I'll never forgive Joseph for what he did.
Well,
RFK
seems pretty
accurate. The new outrage. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but go ahead. Talk about your Livermore show. Go ahead.
Oh, it was actually it was good. It was I got I got cornered by one of the older docents who wanted to tell me about the shows that he liked better than mine. And
what? Wait, how?
Right?
I want every detail. Do not skimp. Go past this.
This guy.
What did he say? Word
He's
for
like
word.
75, 80 years old, and he.
Okay.
I was setting up my merch, and he came over, and he was just like, he said, we've been having a lot of comedy here, and it's been great. And I was like, cool, I'm glad. And he goes, there's just a lot of really good comedy.
Oh my God.
And I said, well, good. And I knew better than to say, did you like my show, Dad?
Right.
What am I going to say,
Right.
And so finally he just goes, there's just some comedy's just different and better than others. Some comedy's better than others. And I know. And so anecdotally, I told him about how Maria used to open her set by saying, swear to God, if you aren't having a good time, you have the power to leave. I'm not going to take it personally. I don't care, and they already bought the ticket, so it can't possibly matter to the venue.
Right.
So I just told him that story, and I was like, it doesn't, comedy's incredibly subjective. I'm glad you like Josh Blue. Josh Blue's great. He's great. I'm glad you enjoyed him. Sure. And
that was the only comic you liked? Josh Blue?
He also mentioned people that I've never heard of.
Okay.
Right. And the other two men that he did mention were I can't remember their names. And then the woman who was in charge of taking 20% of my merch sales, she came over right as I was saying to him, I'm going to do a lap. And I walked away.
Oh my God.
And she came up to me and she said, I'm so sorry about him. I was just coming over to save you.
Oh my God.
I was like, volunteers, you can't stop them. You get what you get.
Oh my God.
So did you have like 30 shows in the last week?
So far, I had 3 tonight on Sunday.
Oh my God.
I had 5 on Friday, 5 on Saturday.
Wow.
I've been in so many trains. I've just been taking trains everywhere, and
How's the subway system? Was it running? Is it back up and running or?
it's fine. It's
Okay.
hot as fuck
Oh,
down
right.
there. It's hot as fuck here. Um, Saturday I was dripping by the third. I just was wet like the third set, and it was like, this is gross. There's nothing I can do. I can't go back and change. I can't pat myself down
Nope.
because I'll take all my makeup off. I just have to hope it
Right.
dries in a kind of the way I put it on originally.
So
But
gross.
oh, and then I had like a pink shirt on, and somehow I got two little pen marks right near the boobs. And I'm like,
Oh
what the fuck?
God.
I wasn't drawing near there. I don't even know how. So then I poured water on them to try to make it go away. And guess what? Got worse.
Yes. Yes.
So then I had to like acknowledge it on every set. I was like, oh my fucking God.
Well, I will say
so
this about doing stand up in New York is that eventually you're just like, this is what I look like.
I know. The other thing is the audience also looks like hell. Like everyone looks like hell. So it's like we kind of get it, but still, you want your performer to look a little better than you.
Right.
And then I have climbed so many stairs. I realized that it's just all stairs here. When
Right.
going down this, like tonight, I haven't been at the comic strip in a long time. I think I might have done one set there like 5 years ago, and they moved the stage because Jerry Seinfeld did a special. And also, right after Lucien Holds, who ran the strip like for 25 years, legend of when you're a club owner and you're a legend, it's, you pissed off some comics. That's why you're a legend, right?
Yeah, right.
Like everyone's got a story about you, right?
Right.
So Lucien was a tough guy. I mean, mentally he was tough, right?
Do you have a story when you met him? When did you meet him?
I don't. It was a blur, like I think I did right after Montreal. I came to New York. I did really well on Wednesday night, right? So then he passed me, gave me 2 spots on the weekend, bombed. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? I wasn't used to bombing. I was like, what the fuck? And then I realized, okay, I have to rework my whole brain because I'm in New York City. It's different, right? That was
just a different thing. Yeah.
That's a 2-year, whatever odyssey that was. But so Lucien made these beautiful wood tables, and you just sat at the tables at the comic strip. Did you ever go to the comic strip when he was around?
Yeah. I met him at Aspen in 1996.
Okay. Did you go to the strip ever? Do you remember what it looked like? And
yeah.
stuff?
So when I went to New York, I spent he passed me. He put me up all the time in the small, like what I did was I did my half-hour special, and I got the most money I had ever gotten in my life.
Yeah.
And I was going to go to Cairo, and then they shot a bunch of tourists. And then I was going to go to the Philippines, and they shot a bunch of tourists. I was going to go to Indonesia, and they shot a bunch of tourists.
Jackie,
and so I was like, I'm going to go to New York.
Okay.
And so in September of 2000, what? No, not true. Anyway, it was in 2003. It was 2003. So I went to New York for 3 months and blew 15 grand.
Wow. But we didn't meet, right? In New York, right?
I think I did Tough Crowd.
Oh, okay. But I don't know that we may have met during Tough Crowd, though, because I was just writing on it,
Right. I believe we met in passing.
Okay. Just like a quickie.
Because I was on with the smart lawyer guy.
Greg Giraldo.
Greg Giraldo. I was who I'd worked with on the road. I was on with Colin, with I think Patrice, and
Patrice too.
and they hated my joke about John Ritter, because John Ritter had just died on Friday, and I filmed on Monday, and they cut the joke, and I don't think they cut it because it was too dark, because that was the point of the damn show. But I said that they had renamed his show 10 Rules I Ignore Because My Dad Is Dead. And and they didn't air it. And I was like, all right.
Well, you were robbed.
I was robbed because
crowd
it
was
was the
very-
darkest fucking joke I could come up with.
They were very prejudiced against LA comics. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
There would be a little bit of salivating depending on which of the regular was there on how much they were going to chew and spit out the LA comics. So
Right. And me, I'm so fucking oblivious. I don't even know I'm an LA comic, right? I'm just like,
yeah,
hey, I'm gonna be on television. Like a
right,
goofy.
right.
Yeah. So, but that was when I did the comic strip, and I loved it
So-
because I was staying on 86th in Amsterdam, and I could take the bus directly east, and then just
Yes.
walk up like 5 blocks.
Well, first of all, there's a new subway the queue goes all the way up to 96th Street on 2nd Avenue, right? I haven't been to the strip in so long. I hadn't taken it before. It's way underground. It's a great bomb shelter if anything happens. But
Okay.
like you have to take an escalator down. It's pretty far down.
Okay.
But it also stops at 86th and 2nd, which is 3 blocks north of the strip. I mean, it's incredible because
Yeah.
the strip was always a pain in the ass to get to from whatever train you'd taken. You either took the green to the 4 or the 6 or whatever. It's just a pain in the ass, right?
Yep.
It's right there. I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
That is great.
And after Lucien died, apparently during his memorial, the owner of the club, who was also legendary, I guess he didn't like Lucien. You know what? I'm not getting involved because that guy died too. I don't know who did what. But
Okay.
during Lucien's memorial, he took out Lucien's tables that he had handcrafted, the wood tables.
Oh, you
And
made them?
I guess he put them in the cellar, right? And then they
Okay.
shortened the bar and they moved the stage. So the last time I'd been to the ship was like 5 or 6 years ago. And I'm like, I don't even recognize this place. And I hate when all my memories are just like enough has been replaced and ruined.
Change blows.
It does blow. Like keep some things the same, right? So I was like,
Right.
all right. But then, so I got a couple spots this time around and I walk in, they put everything back. They made the bar long again, exactly the same. I guess they just kept the furniture, the half of the bar downstairs, and they just brought it back up again and reattached it. I don't know. I'm not a construction worker. And
Right.
they put Lucien's tables back. And so
Oh, cool.
So then I walk in. Last night was my first night there. I did went tonight too. The host was Tom Van Horn, I've worked with him a million times at the comic strip. I'm so used to walking into a comedy club now and not knowing any of the acts, right? Everyone
Right.
is brand new or they don't know me or whatever, right? So I walk in, it's Tom Van Horn. And then the first comic up is Joe Matarese, who again I've known since I moved there. I'm like, you guys, this lineup could have existed in 2002, and it was just cool to see everybody.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was pretty fun. And then like my old headshots still up there. All the old headshots are still up.
Oh, cool.
There's this line where I'm on top. There's a light shining on me, so you can't see my headshot very well. Then
Boo.
it's Corey Kahaney and Sarah Silverman and
Wow.
Judy Gold. We're all in one line.
That's amazing.
But they're all really old headshots. I love that they kept the old headshots up, even though there's a newer comic it was hosting tonight. I'm like, all right, who of these people do you know? And he only knew Tony Rock and Sherrod Small. And everyone else, he was like, didn't know who they were. Because either they're not doing comedy anymore or they don't go to the strip anymore.
Or they don't go to the strip. Yeah. Yeah.
It was interesting.
So that's so cool that you're back in at the strip.
But also, like, they used to call to confirm your spot. Like
Mhm.
now the clubs here, they send you a text. It's an auto text. It's all automated. The strip, I
Wow.
get a call this afternoon. You've got an 8:40 tonight. I'm like, you're still doing that. I love it. And then I had to sign for my money and get cash. I was like, this is exactly how it used to be. And it was just nice that it wasn't, it just was
That's
nice.
so great.
It's like, wow, cool.
Yeah, a little blast from the past and done exactly the same. And yeah. So wait, when I did it in I think I did it in the 90s or the early, like 2004, whatever. I would do it. Like I'd go every couple of years, and sometimes I didn't ask Lucien for sets
Mhm.
because I wanted to do all the crazy Brooklyn.
Mhm.
When it was a lot of really great Brooklyn rooms,
Yeah.
and so I kind of fell out of favor. But So you walk in, and I do remember fancy sort of. They look like trees, like they were sawed off.
Beautiful wood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Real thick. I mean, heavy, fucking solid wood. Beautiful. Yeah.
right. So you go down, and then you go into the room, and then it's there, right to the left. Is that how it's set up again?
Let's see. You walk in, the bar's to the right, and then once you walk past the manager stand, there's the bar again. And then on the right entrance goes into the club to the showroom as you're an audience member. Now the left takes you into where the dishwasher washes dishes, which is where the comics hang out, of course.
Right.
And there's like this little booth where you can watch the show right next to where the dishwashing is happening. And they've actually put some hooks up on that little wall so you can hang your purse. That's nice. Why doesn't every club have hooks everywhere? Put up some hooks. All of our shit is laying all over the floor all the time, right? In a green room, it's people throw it on a couch. Put up hooks. Let us hang our shit on hooks. That'll be. I'm telling you, we don't need
lockers. It doesn't have to be some sort of creepy movie where we all have lockers.
Yeah,
like it's in 7th grade.
I think they do have lockers, but that's for staffers. That's not for comics.
Oh yeah, I've seen staff lockers, which I think it makes more sense than anything because you're going to want to lock your stuff away from creepy comics.
Correct.
Anyway, so all the sets 15s.
15s and 20s. Did a bunch of the Broadway. The Broadway will be 20 and the strip will be 20. Wow. And then New York Comedy Club. So they took over Stand Up New York. Do you remember Stand Up New York, 78th and Broadway?
Yeah.
So Carrie Hoffman sold it. Somebody else. It's been through a couple sales. And New York Comedy Club, the little empire, the growing empire. They first bought the first club from Al, and then they bought another club on East 4th. Right. And so now they bought Stand Up New York, and it
they have 3.
Great. Yeah. And Stand Up New York used to have like this, like one of those like accordion sliding panels to block the bar noise from the showroom, which never worked. Right. No. Somebody ordered a blended drink. It was like, let me just finish my setup, please. Don't blend. But they put an actual door and, kind of soundproofed it. So it's like, oh, this is nice. This is really nice. So that looks great. Yeah.
And they're still paying pretty good. The different clubs.
I mean, their money didn't go down.
That's good.
Yeah. More money's always good. It's an expensive place. So
it sure is.
Cabs get expensive, but I've been almost taking no cabs. As if I can. I mean, the sets are like an hour apart, so usually I can get to a place after, in time. I've only taken one cab, and I've done 13 sets. The rest of it have all been subway and bus and stuff like that.
That's amazing. Did you buy the weekly? Did you buy the weekly card?
No, there's no weekly. You just run your phone over it.
Oh, they're done? They're done giving you a deal on anything?
I think the Metro cards are out. Maybe you can get a Metro card, but I think they're kind of out.
Okay. Well, I keep watching because Joel was on that show, Subway Takes, the Instagram.
Yeah.
And he puts the lav, or his production, right? They put the mic behind a Subway, an old Metro card. And so I was like, oh, then there must still be, because everybody's like instead of holding a mic, they're holding a tiny Metro card talking into it.
Maybe they're still available, but I think they're definitely being, moved out, degraded or something, or downgraded. Yeah.
I haven't been to New York in a year. I'm opening for Maria in Brooklyn.
Neat.
In the fall. But which is nice.
When in the fall? Do you know?
October, maybe? October?
Oh, cool. Right on. Maybe I'll be there.
So you might. Yeah. I have to say that let's do Comic of the Week a little bit early.
Okay.
What the heck? Because we're at like 25 minutes. And I did her show at the Crow. And her name is Naomi Fitter. Naomi Fitter, cool. She is one of the comics out of Eugene that has a PhD.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. remember I was telling you about all those comics? She was the one that I didn't
Yeah.
make comic of the week yet. So she had a show because there was some robotics or STEM convention. So she was in Los Angeles because she's a tenured robotic professor at the University of Oregon. And
Wow.
her name is Naomi Fitter. It's Naughty but Nerdy is her handle on Instagram. And she also built a robot that she wrote robot material for, who she'll do a
Oh, I
show.
remember you telling me about this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she'll do her set. Other people will do their set, like I did my set, and then the robot will come up and close. And it's some of the jokes were so incredibly math and science. I was like, I wish I got this joke. The people who got those jokes, and they were a bunch of people from her conference, were they just would not. She killed. She freaking murdered, and so she
Yeah.
is great, Naomi Fitter, and it is Naughty but Nerdy is her Instagram handle, and she will be our comic of the week this week.
Congrats, Naomi.
Congrats, Naomi. I hope you somehow manifest this into something. Anyway,
Okay, so you're talking about Brooklyn.
yeah, so we're gonna go to Brooklyn, and that'll be good because maybe I can organize a trip to New York around that.
Well,
Because
yeah, I mean you'll be there.
I'll be in New York, but I think I'm doing like 2 or 3 nights. I don't know if Maria's at the Bell House or she's at
Ooh.
something else. Guess what? It's going to be on our website, you guys, mariabamford.com. And I have I've actually we've solidified who the team is that's going to film November 8th in Portland.
Oh, yay!
We've sold a bunch of tickets. We've sold all the VIP tickets for the first show.
Cool.
November 8th at the Siren. And I have an idea for the art, but Jenny Fine can't do the art. Her hand hurts, and she did the Horcrux album, and she did the Bees t-shirt. Like she does a lot of my art.
I love the Bees t-shirt.
Yeah. So
so that's too bad about her hand. Does she have to rest it for a certain amount of time?
I don't know. I was like, I really hope I'm just thinking good thoughts, Jenny Fine. You're an amazing artist. She's done so much. Yeah. And though I was thinking maybe she just didn't like the idea of the art idea I had, or is swamped and can't do it, or didn't want to do it. Because I genuinely do hope that people, if they don't want to do something, like it doesn't sound interesting to them, they just say, oh, I don't want to do that. I would love that. If someone would just tell me that they didn't. But if like, I would be happy if she didn't want to do it, but her hand was fine. if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't think you have to do all these math equations in your head. I think her hand hurts.
Maybe her hand hurts, Jackie, or it's none of your fucking business. How about that? Who cares? She doesn't have to do it if she doesn't want to, and whatever she wants to tell me can be the answer.
Jackie made it way more of a story than it needs to be. Her hand hurts. She's got to take a break. That's it.
I might be in my head. You are correct. Yeah. I've overthought it. Yeah. Thank you for talking me down.
Yeah. I have a bunch more sets still. I still have 5 sets on Tuesday night too. I'm not nuts.
Holy smokes. That is nuts.
I only have 1 tomorrow night.
Okay.
And you and I are going to do our one of our podcasts for the Patreons only with Atsuko Okatsu, who is taking time away from killing it to talk to us for 30 minutes, and we're really excited. So
yeah, it'll be the bonus for the $5 and up, I think, right? That's the Patreon level that gets the bonus episode each month.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Oh no, it's just pushing the end of the month. That's all. We're coming in under the wire. We're gonna do it.
We always come in under the wire. And I have your stickers here. I think I'm gonna take a day, put on the blacklist here, watch it in the background while I cut people's addresses and paste them on envelopes.
Do you have 3
Um,
stickers?
I don't know.
Do you
I
have
have
enough
whatever you
stickers?
gave me in the packet. I'm sure I do.
Okay, I really hope you do. Okay.
I do too. So on what was it? Last week? I forget what night. We did there's a Barbie show at the Comedy Store. And
Okay.
so Brittany Everett does this once a month where it's like all women, but
Brittany
it's
Everett,
cool.
not Bridget Everett?
Yeah, Bridget's the star of a show called some
Yeah.
whatever. No, different person.
Different
Same
Everett.
last
Got
name,
it.
probably not related.
Got it.
So Brittany she puts the show together. So here was the lineup. Uh Robbie Hoffman, me, Mo Welch, who I didn't recognize because
Yeah.
her hair, she dyed her hair brown. I'm like, that lady
Okay.
looks familiar. I did not place her until like at least an hour into the show. I was very embarrassed. Atsuko, Margaret Cho was there. Margaret was like, and she said to me, I posted this in our chat, so you already know this, but she said to me, do you know we've known each other almost 40 years? And I almost fainted because that's true. And it's
That's
just
true.
crazy
Yeah.
to know somebody that long. That
Right.
I don't know. And Annie Lederman was there, and I'm like, I've known her Margaret, since she was 18. And I don't know. I feel like the younger comics are like, what the fuck? They can't conceive of how long we've been alive and doing stand up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I met and I think I've told you this story. I met her in 97, Margaret.
hmm
And I stood next to her and someone was doing an OJ joke at Largo. And I said,
hmm
"Do you think he's guilty?" And she double taked me and went, "Yes." So
She was really funny, and
oh
she
good.
looks so cool. Just some people have the gene to dress well, and I don't have it. And I just want to escape from my closet looking okay. And uh, there was high fashion in that green room.
Oh yeah.
Annie,
Oh,
Atsuko, and Margaret,
Atsuko.
both,
Yeah.
all three of them looked incredible. They had really cool clothing choices.
Mhm.
And I'm like, this is just beyond me. I don't know how to do it. And if someone put together an outfit for me, I still wouldn't know how to wear it. I don't know how to walk in those. I don't know. It's just weird.
I did do that one the style ethic lady, Kat.
hmm
She came and helped me for my Don't Tell
hmm
filming and that coat was really cool and I've been putting up clips of it and I was like, I mean, I think I look okay, but I can't ever do it myself, you know?
I know. I don't
Yeah.
understand it. It's like makeup.
Some people are just
It's
good
like,
at it. Yeah.
yes, it's like eye makeup. You either know how to do it, put all that stuff on in the right order, the right colors on the right part of your eye, or
Mhm.
you don't.
Right.
Like we can all look great when a professional does it, and other people seem to be able to do it on their own. I don't get it.
I did a couple of shows this week and I did a benefit for children with cancer. They
hmm
are against, and that's what they were raising the money for.
hmm
And but it was me. It was Jamie Kaler asked me to do it,
Oh,
and Kathy Ladman was there,
wow.
and and I am spacing everybody else's names, but everybody was great. But Kathy Ladman had this. She has that makeup joke that I love so much about wearing makeup over the years. I don't know
hmm
if you've heard it,
I
but
think I've heard it,
it's
but I can't remember it. But I think I remember liking it.
probably Comedy and Magic. She does Comedy and
Yeah,
Magic fairly
yeah,
regularly,
yeah, yeah,
and but the, it was and in between the comics they were doing raffles,
yeah.
and then before was it before Jamie they did an auction because he closed, and I was like. And the woman who was doing it, she told me she used to stand up. Now she just she acts and does some VO stuff. But
hmm
they just had her hosting. I can't remember her name, damn it. But she was great. She was like, "We're going to do the raffle." She just did the raffle. There was no hoopla. It was just like, "Is this exciting?
Nice.
This is kind of exciting." And who is this? Oh, good. And now I'm going to bring your next comic up. And then she did the auction, and that was also very quick. And somebody paid like $1,100 for something that's probably worth $1,100, which is 4 tickets to the Magic Castle and one night in a hotel room
Oh, nice.
for the night
Do
at
they
the
have a
Magic
hotel at the
Castle.
Magic Castle?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And so they ended up raising several $1,000s for this children's cancer thing, which is pretty great. And then so I did that show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, what else?
Oh, and then we flew to Livermore and drove and did Livermore, and that show was super fun. I mean, I was so tired. I, for some reason, couldn't sleep because I've been home for weeks. So I've been getting the good sleep, the good exercise. I've been with good food, hanging out, having a lovely time in life. So I'm exhausted, but I had a big breakfast. I had not eaten. I didn't eat anything on the plane. Oh, and Southwest is now charging for bags. If you booked before
Are you
May
A-list?
20, yep. But get this. Here's the shit thing. If you're A-list, you get one bag.
Right.
If you have the credit card, you get one bag. If you have both, you get one bag. You have to pay for the second bag.
Yeah.
Which is
They suck now.
BS.
They were bought by private equity. Private equity ruins so much shit in this country that was okay or cool. It's unbelievable.
I do the woman the flight attendants are often very chatty and funny on Southwest.
Or they want to be funny. I would put them in a different category. Mm-hmm.
Well, they're trying to be funny and nobody expects it, or so they, it's sort of like you ever do a corporate with somebody who's like, pretend that you work here. And then and I was like, please don't make me do that.
Oh, and I'm always like, I don't know what your job is. How am I supposed to pretend I know what the fuck goes on in this place?
Right. There are people who write to that. They can write to it.
Yeah.
And they kill and they destroy because nobody's expecting it to be funny. And then it's funny because they're comics. And I don't, it's not the kind of comedy I want to do. So I'm sure that old guy in Livermore would have loved it. So, but but she was actually quite funny and nonstop. It was funny until it wasn't funny because she wouldn't shut the hell up. And then it was funny again. And then it wasn't funny again. I mean, she talked, it was an hour flight.
Sounds like Andy Kaufman in a way.
It just went on forever. Yeah. I would have hated Andy Kaufman. I liked him on Taxi.
It's great on Taxi. I think when I was early in my career, when I just wanted stage time, I hated comics that fucked with comedy. I'm like, this is not a game. All right. You're taking a time on stage. You're deliberately walking the audience. What the fuck? I'm here to try to actually get laughs. Like that shit infuriated me. Yeah. And now I think I could look at it and just be entertained by the spectacle.
And see the art?
Yeah. Or just see like what they were doing with their stage time. But when you want stage time and someone's messing around with stand-up comedy during stage time, it's enraging.
Right. It's fine. And quite honestly, it's fine if it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just trying to push some buttons, which is what every clip I've ever seen of Andy Kaufman on stage is just him being a douche nozzle. And,
but he was so committed to it.
Yes.
I don't know. It wasn't lazy. It was very direct and committed. And
no, it didn't feel lazy. It feels like he was purposefully trying to anger people and irritate them.
Yes.
For his own entertainment.
But I've seen other people do it in a way that does feel lazy to me, but his wasn't. Like he seemed to literally putting himself in actual danger because people would attack him physically.
Because he was infuriating. But I will say this is I've seen other comics do things that were created for their own entertainment and push those boundaries. Zach Galifianakis,
Oh, yeah, very different kind of guy. Very different comic. Yes, right.
But
Yeah.
not, but literally so fucking weird in 1998 watching him do stand-up comedy,
Oh,
where
yeah.
he, remember when he used to put on that 1776 outfit?
I didn't see that. I didn't see him till later. So he must have been in
He,
LA doing all that,
yeah,
right?
at Largo. I saw all those people at Largo just go
Okay.
up and essentially push the envelope of doing, he would dress as a colonial soldier and do stand up as a colonial soldier. And I remember the second or third time that I saw it.
What? That's insane. I love it.
So the second or third time I say it, I'm standing over at the door to Old Largo, and he turns to me and he goes, "So you're not dressing up as a colonial soldier and doing stand up again?" And I said, "Why are you?" He said, "Oh, there might be work in it." And then he went up and he did it. Hear
That's
ye, hear
hilarious.
ye. And then he would do these fucking stupid jokes.
Hear
And
ye, hear ye.
yeah,
Oh my God.
it was a lot.
That's
But I
hilarious.
saw Sarah Silverman push
Hmm.
like racial and sexual boundaries that I was like,
Hmm.
and people would get infuriated,
Oh,
but
wow.
she would turn around and find a punchline. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's real work that can be done. Watching Maria
Hmm.
Bamford talk about going to the bank, people are like, nobody fucking goes to the bank. And she's like, yeah, it's an immersive theater experience. Have you tried to put it like any sort of cash in the bank? They don't want to see you. She said, I went in and I'm like, I think I'm going to lose money here. I'm just going to steal these suckers and leave. And so, I mean, but she does stuff that's so,
Oh, I know, but I think you have to take Andy Kaufman from the time he was doing stand up, the comics he was with, because whatever he was reacting to was the current comedy scene at the time. This is before we even started practically, right? Mid
no, no.
80s.
Well, I maybe if he was doing it in the
I
80s,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, it's Seinfeld. It's like that clean, crisp evening at the Improv. It's Leno. It's that kind of stuff,
Right,
and
because
also
Taxi
Kinnison,
came out. Yeah.
and Kinnison too. But I mean, I think you know,
George Carlin.
when it's
There was a bunch of different kinds of comedy.
well,
But
Carlin
yeah.
wasn't working a comedy store. I'm just saying, like Carlin was on another level at that point. I'm saying the people that were in his class that he would perform with when he was on stage, a part of whatever he was doing was reacting to probably that. I think. I don't know. I mean, I'm
Okay.
not an expert in that
Maybe.
time frame, and I haven't studied it. I'm just guessing.
Right. And I mean, my knee jerk reaction to it is maddening. But maybe I would have loved it. Maybe I would have known him as a person, and just because you know how sometimes you just know somebody and you just can watch him and go, he's doing that thing. And
Oh yeah,
so, yeah, which
yeah.
is often very entertaining. I did the Improv Friday, first show.
Hmm.
And Maz Jobrani went up.
I mean, he's from Iran. Is
Oh
he
yeah, he
talking about
is.
that on stage, the
Yeah.
war and stuff like that?
Hmm.
So, wow, I would like to see what he's saying.
Yeah, he was very interesting, and the audience was on board. And he killed. And then Swartzen went up. Always Nikki Swartzen with the fucking shorts, man. He's
He's
wearing
wearing
shorts,
shorts.
and
All right. We've
yeah,
known him since he
a
was
boy.
a very young kid, right? Did
Yeah,
he
now
start
he's
with you way
48
back?
and he has diabetes. And
Oh,
so that's what he was talking about.
wow. Guys, we all age. It's
And
weird.
then
All these comics we knew when they were 18, now we're all 48 and have diabetes.
and
I
then
mean,
I
I'm not
went up,
48, but
and
yeah.
then Nick Thune went up, and Nick Thune up in the green room had brought his 11-year-old son and his 11-year-old son's friend, and they were eating all of the snacks in the green room and having a lovely time. And I said, because Jesselnick was on this one too, and
Hmm.
Mark Normand, and so I was like,
That's
did
a
you bring
stacked
them
show.
headphones? Did you bring them, or did you want them to be old souls? What are you looking for? And I did my set, and it was sold out, so it had a bump. The money went up.
Oh, are
'Cause
they
it's
doing
sold
a
out.
thing now because they give the audience the share of, I mean, the comic, the share of a sold out crowd?
I guess
I
because
think
it
the
was
Comedy
it
Store does
usually
that in the main room. It's not just spot money. Maybe they had
okay.
to compete with the Comedy Store. That's cool.
Yeah, very possible. And but it was 15s, and I wanted to work. I wanted to work on this new bit. But what I did do, because I only had 15, and I just wanted, I thought that they deserved jokes that worked, that because other
Yeah,
people were
Saturday
working
night.
on their sets, right? And so I was like, just give them the two chunks that work. But I tried, like, I reduced the Karen joke to
Uh-huh.
3 lines.
Oh,
It turns out it works
that's
really
not
well
like
as
you.
3 lines. Not at all.
Nice.
Not at all.
Oh, it doesn't. It
Yeah.
needs more.
Oh, it doesn't I I don't want to lose the story around it,
Yeah.
except for that it works so well that I should just, maybe I lose the story around it
Oh, you're saying
because
the
it was
three
so
lines
good.
did work really well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, it did just great.
Yeah.
And let's take another break, shall we?
Okay.
All right.
So, did I tell you I was at Largo with Patton last time? Last
No, but I
podcast?
saw I had a small amount of jealousy because you were there with Dulce.
Yes, it was a good show. It was Dulcie. It was Patton and friends, and so I was one of his friends this last Sunday or whatever. It was a lot of fun.
Right.
Dulcie, Ian Edwards,
Oh,
and me.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. And so you saying Nick brought his son, Patton brought his daughter to the show.
Oh, right.
She's like 14 and very nice, smart, looks you in the eye. And I just kind of realized, like, the kids of comics, these kids hang out with a lot of adults, and so they're better with adults than I think a lot of other teens are, because they have adults
can
talking
be.
to them,
Yeah.
as normal people,
Yeah.
and not necessarily as kids,
Right.
because comics are teenagers inside too, in a way. So anyway,
Right.
it was good to see her. She's adorable,
Oh,
and
good.
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So we're gonna do the show on Friday at noon,
Mhm.
Zoom. I asked Joelle Johnson if she wanted to do it, but I have not heard back.
Okay,
And
well, we can book that off the air, Jackie.
right, but I asked a couple of people who said they couldn't. So, but yeah, but I think that, and then next weekend I'm in Ann Arbor doing the Ann Arbor Showcase, Roger Feeney,
Mhm.
and then we go to England.
I don't know what you and I are going to do, because I can't do 3 hours in a row like I used to be able to do.
Oh, with
You know what I mean?
trying to put some stuff in
Our
the can.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure it out. It's 11 a.m. Pacific time is right when you're working. That's unfortunate.
Okay.
But we'll figure something out, I think.
Maybe it's rerun time.
Oh, wow. We could talk about that off show too. So, or maybe you get Laura House. Wait, remember how we always threatened that we would
Oh
get
my
like Laura
God.
House or Maria Bamford?
No,
They both
but
volunteered.
we have to replace with the same name. So I need to talk to a Jackie in comedy, Jackie Fabulous.
Oh, you could do Jackie Fabulous. Yeah.
And then when I'm out, you talk to Laura House.
Okay.
But also we could have, that's a good idea to have a guest. Just like Jimmy
Right,
Kimmel
maybe we
is. You're
could-
going away for the
right.
summer. Let me see if I can get
See if the
Diego
Andor
Luna.
guy wants to do it.
Oh yeah, well, maybe Laura will want to do it. She used to do Tiny Victories, which I really liked, but they
Yeah, that
stopped
was
doing
great.
it. So
Mm-hmm.
all right, we'll figure it out, because I don't know how we did that in the old days. Maybe because we still had stories we hadn't told each other, so we could just sit down and do 3 podcasts in a row.
Right,
and
and you were in
stack up.
Luxembourg or somewhere. Yes.
I don't know, but
because I don't
different
think
now.
either of us were international. Though maybe we did when I was in Vietnam or when I was in France or when I was on that Armed Forces Entertainment. I don't know.
I was taking my dad's ashes to Ireland, so that was
Right.
one of them for
You
sure.
guys, we travel.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I am looking forward to doing the hour in Ann Arbor again.
Oh yeah.
Working the 15 to 25-minute slots. It's you can only just work on, you're just like I was I listened to my set
Uh-huh.
from Livermore, and I was talking, like, I talk fast enough as it is, but in a 25-minute set where I want to work on something, I'm like, here's this 10 works. Here's the 15 I'm working on. Here's this 10 that works. And then I'm off. And so I felt like I was talking at like 1.5 speed.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are short sets. I'm doing stuff that works, and then I have a couple new ideas. Uh, they're actually things that I've tagged out a little bit more that maybe are turning into bigger bits as opposed to brand new ideas.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I am. So if you tune in to our Zoom, you'll hear some stuff you have heard before, but then other parts that'll be new, possibly.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Which I think is I blessedly haven't written any new jokes. I did try the thing about it was sort of a like a and I'm not going to do it just because it didn't. I don't think it has any. It's a cute. It's an interesting story. Is that Gordy doesn't want to be in the room when we're doing it, but I
Thank
think I told you
God.
this. Yes,
Hmm.
I'm more than
You did.
happy. Right, but it is funny how he's like a ninja if he wants to go steal something, right? Like if he's got to go do something secretive. Is Charmy secretive at all?
Um, yeah, we have these bully braids we get her,
Okay.
and but it's funny because the way her toenails tap on the floor, I can tell exactly what she's up to. Like she has a delicate tap. It cracks me up.
That's
Yes.
the funny part of it is the
Yeah.
delicate is just like I I gotta go see if I can get away with something.
I know.
The not delicate nails on the floor is,
Yeah.
why don't you two get a room? And you're like, we have a room and it's our room. So I don't understand what you're even doing in here.
um,
Anyway,
yeah.
but
Well, I
are you
have
having any? Are you hanging out at all besides the
I
comics
saw
or?
yesterday. Yesterday, I saw during the day. I'm up on 145th Street. It's far. Like once I'm
Yeah.
out, it's a ways back. So I try to go out once during the day, and that's at night for my sets. Right. I don't do a lot of daytime trains downtown because I have so
Right.
many. I'll be on so many trains later that night. Right.
Right.
So, but I went to see Gypsy. I had a ticket to see Gypsy. I got,
That's right.
pretty cheap seats. And Audra McDonald, it's one
Was it
of her
great?
final performances for, she's leaving, maybe off for the summer, or I don't know if she's leaving. Incredible. She has, first of all, this makes sense. I didn't realize that song, Everything's Coming Up Roses, is from
Yeah.
Gypsy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And she sings it at the end, and it's like a literal Broadway showstopper number. Incredible.
Wow.
It was really great.
That's so
My
cool.
I have a hard time sitting for as long as I had to sit, especially those seats are, I don't know, these theaters are 100 years old, built for tiny people. I don't know who sat in these things, but my knees were like, oh, they were killing me.
Oh,
And
that
then
blows.
there was a couple seats in front of me that were open. So after the intermission, I went into one of those seats and I spread my legs, man, spread style, because I have no option. Either knees are completely close or
Yep.
you're in the splits. and I
Right?
just split them. And I was like, this is good. I can handle this.
Oh, good. That's yeah. I bought us tickets to go see My Neighbor Totoro.
Mhm.
It's a it's weird because it's an anime. It's an animated
Yeah,
um
I thought that sounded familiar.
Miyazaki movie,
Yeah.
but we're gonna see a live action
Oh,
version of it in
a
London.
play?
Yeah,
Oh, neat.
yeah.
I think Dexter has some kind of play going on, the series. I don't know. There's some live experience in London too. My son, are you able to hear me right now?
Well, your internet is unstable,
It is. As
but
it's as am I, but
we're so close.
we're very
So
close to an hour.
yeah, we're so close to an hour. Well, I hope you have really great shows, and we're gonna
Thank
see
you.
everybody on Friday.
Yeah, see you July 4th, where we celebrate our country's independence.